Family used my credit for a $76,000 wedding, then branded me ungrateful when I refused to pay. I'm sorting through the pile of mail on my kitchen counter when I spot an envelope from Rosewood Manor, the most exclusive wedding venue in Dallas. Strange. I don't remember receiving anything from them before. I slide my finger under the flap and pull out a neatly folded contract, the elegant letterhead catching the afternoon light streaming through my apartment window. My coffee mug freezes halfway to my lips as I scan the document. There it is, my signature at the bottom of a contract authorizing payments totaling $76,000 for my sister Autumn's wedding. Except it isn't my signature. Not really. The loops are too round, the slant too steep. It's a good imitation, but I'd know my own handwriting anywhere. The room spins slightly as realization crashes over me. This is Autumn's handiwork, those distinctive curls at the end of each letter, the way she dots her I's slightly to the right. She's forged my name on a contract for $76,000. My fingers go numb. The coffee mug slips, shatters against the hardwood floor. Dark liquid splashes across my bare feet, but I barely feel it. This can't be happening, I whisper to the empty room. I grab my phone with trembling hands, dialing the venue's number printed at the top of the contract. My heart pounds so hard I can feel each beat in my throat. Rosewood Manor, how may I help you? A cheerful voice answers. This is Skylar Collins, I manage, my voice unnaturally high. I'm calling about a wedding contract for Autumn Collins. Oh, Miss Collins. Yes, we're so excited about your sister's special day. Everyone here is talking about your generous gift. It's not often we see such a beautiful gesture between siblings. The first tear slides down my cheek before I can stop it. My generous gift, the one I never agreed to. The one I explicitly refused. Thank you, I choke out before hanging up. I sink into my chair, memories flooding back unbidden. 18-year-old me working double shifts at the ice cream parlor while Autumn lounged by the country club pool. My graduation money borrowed for her spring break trip to Cabo. The countless loans that disappeared into the black hole of her wants and needs. You're the responsible one, Mom would say, as if it were a compliment rather than a life sentence. Autumn's just finding herself. 2 months ago, at Sunday dinner, when Autumn flashed her enormous engagement ring and Dad looked at me expectantly. We were thinking, he'd said, refilling his wine glass, since you've got that promotion coming, you could help give your sister the wedding she deserves. I'd felt everyone's eyes on me waiting. My hands had trembled beneath the table as I found my voice. I can't afford that, I'd said, the words barely audible. I'm still paying off my student loans. The silence that followed had been deafening. Mom's disappointed sigh. Dad's furrowed brow. Autumn's pout. Family takes care of family, Skylar, Dad had finally said, his voice carrying the weight of authority that had shaped our entire childhood. That's how we raised you. Now, staring at the forged contract, my phone pings with a new email notification. I glance down, seeing the subject line, Interior Design Position, Austin Office interested in your portfolio. Sleep refuses to come that night. At 3 a.m, my laptop screen illuminates my face as I search through years of emails. My fingers feel numb, disconnected from my body as I type wedding into the search bar. The results populate my screen. There, buried among wedding spam and Pinterest notifications, I find it, an email thread between Mom, Dad, and Autumn from 2 months ago. The subject line reads, Skylar's contribution. My stomach knots as I click. She'll give in eventually, Mom wrote. She always does. Remember how she insisted she wouldn't pay for Autumn's car repairs last year? Within a week, she wrote the check. Autumn's reply appears below. If not, we'll figure something out. She's got the credit for it. A wave of nausea washes over me. They weren't just asking for my help, they were planning to take it regardless of my answer. They've been manipulating me for years, I whisper to my empty apartment. I open a new spreadsheet and title it Family Loans. With methodical precision, I scroll through bank statements, credit card bills, and old emails. Each entry represents a promise broken, a debt unpaid. The summer I worked double shifts to lend Autumn money for her trip to Cabo. The graduation gift from Grandma that disappeared into Mom's temporary need. Dad's business venture that required just a small investment. By sunrise, the spreadsheet contains dozens of entries spanning nearly a decade. The total at the bottom glares back at me, $42,387. And now a $76,000 wedding venue on top of it all. I rub my eyes, burning from exhaustion and tears I refuse to shed. The Christmas memory surfaces unbidden, Autumn's pleading voice as she borrowed my credit card for just one small gift for Mom. The January statement showed $3,200 in charges from designer boutiques. My phone buzzes at 9 a.m. A text from Autumn, just saw the bridal suite at Rosewood. It's amazing. I'm thinking we should upgrade the flower package too. Only an extra $5,000. Thoughts? Attached is a photo of her posing in a plush room, champagne glass raised. Her fiancé nowhere in sight. I don't respond. 20 minutes later, Mom calls. Skylar, honey, did you see Autumn's message about the flowers? The venue needs to know by tomorrow. I'm not paying for flowers, Mom. My voice sounds stronger than I feel. A heavy sigh travels through the phone. This attitude isn't like you, Skylar. What will people think if Autumn's wedding looks cheap? The Williamson family has already commented on how generous you're being. Everyone's talking about it. I never agreed to pay for anything. Family supports family. That's how we raised you. Her voice drops to an expertly crafted mixture of disappointment and shame. I just hope you're not becoming one of those selfish career women who forget where they came from. After we hang up, I check my credit score, something I haven't done since buying my car last year. The number has dropped nearly 40 points. A hard inquiry from Rosewood Manor appears in the activity log, along with a new line of credit. They didn't just forge my signature. They're actively using my credit. My phone rings again. Christina from work. Hey, did you think any more about that Austin position? The hiring manager called me again yesterday. They're really interested in your portfolio. I didn't realize they were that serious, I say, straightening in my chair. Dead serious. The salary is 20% higher than what you're making now, plus relocation assistance. And frankly, Skylar, her voice softens, you'd be away from all the family drama you've mentioned. For the first time in days, something like hope flutters in my chest. After we hang up, I call Lucas, the only friend who knows the full extent of my family's financial expectations. They forged my signature, Lucas. For $76,000. Silence hangs between us, then. That's not normal, Skylar. That's exploitation. That's a crime. His words land like permission, validation I didn't know I needed. What if I just left? The question emerges before I fully form the thought. Honestly, it might be your only option. They'll drain you dry otherwise. Later, I sit at my kitchen table, updating my resume while Mom sends increasingly frequent texts about wedding details. My hands shake as I type, but not from fear, from something that feels dangerously close to possibility. The interview is scheduled for Monday, during my lunch break. While my family thinks I'm reviewing fabric swatches, I'll be interviewing for a job 3 hours away. Thank you for the recommendation, I tell Christina when I see her in the break room the next morning. You've earned it. She squeezes my shoulder. Your designs are exceptional. Austin would be lucky to have you. For the first time in weeks, I smile, really smile. I picture a life where my paycheck belongs to me, where no one has access to my credit cards, where family gatherings don't end with my bank account lighter. My phone buzzes with a text from Mom. Autumn added monogrammed napkins to the reception. Only $8 per guest. We're at 400 guests now. Will you call the venue to approve? I silence the phone and slide it into my desk drawer. Then I open my calendar and block Thursday lunch for important personal business. Sunday dinner at my parents' house feels like walking into a trap. Before I even hang up my coat, Aunt Patricia corners me with a teary-eyed hug. You sweet, generous girl, she says, patting my cheek. Funding Autumn's entire wedding, your mother told everyone. My stomach twists. I think there's been a misunderstanding. Skylar. Mom swoops in, linking her arm through mine. The Williamsons were just asking about the venue. Come tell them how you insisted on Rosewood Manor. The living room buzzes with relatives and family friends, all smiling at me with approval I haven't earned and don't want. Dad stands by the fireplace, holding court. My daughter Skylar wouldn't hear of anything less than the best, he boasts to his golf buddies. She said autumn deserves a perfect day. Words I never said. A generosity I never offered. 3 hours away might not be far enough, but it's a start. Monday lunch break arrives with my laptop screen filled with the face of Benjamin Carter, creative director at Austin Home and Design. Your portfolio shows remarkable restraint, he says, studying something off-screen. Most designers your age overdo it, but your spaces breathe. Thank you. I believe in creating rooms people actually want to live in. My voice comes out steadier than I expect. What salary range are you looking for? 3 months ago, this question would have made me stammer apologies for wanting to be paid. Today, something shifts. Based on my experience and the Austin market, I'm looking for $85,000 annually, plus standard benefits. The words emerge clear and confident. Benjamin raises his eyebrows, impressed rather than offended. That's precisely our range for this position. When he makes a joke about Texas-sized opportunities, I laugh, a real laugh that startles me with its authenticity. We'll be in touch very soon, he promises as we wrap up. I sit in my silent car afterward, realizing my hands haven't trembled once. That evening, while gathering documents for what I know will be the final confrontation, Saturday brunch arrives with an unwelcome surprise. I'm buttering toast when the doorbell rings. Who could that be? Mom asks with a performance of confusion. The answer comes in the form of Isabella Martinez, wedding planner extraordinaire, who breezes into the dining room with 3 bulging portfolios. Skylar. Finally we meet. She extends a manicured hand. Your sister speaks so highly of you. Now, I brought the updated invoices for your approval. My approval? I ask, accepting the folder she thrusts at me. I flip through pages of extravagant expenses. Custom champagne flutes, monogrammed napkins, a string quartet, imported orchids. Each bears a notation, S. Collins approval required. These charges seem excessive, I say carefully, watching Autumn from the corner of my eye. What's this $15,000 line item for lighting? Isabella frowns. But your sister said you specifically requested premium theatrical lighting for the dance floor. Autumn's face drains of color. Skylar loves dramatic lighting. Right, Skylar? Could I see all the contracts, please? My voice remains calm despite the rage building in my chest. Skylar's just being thorough, Mom interjects, reaching for the coffee pot. Isabella, have you tried my cinnamon rolls? Let me fix you a plate. As they bustle toward the kitchen, I snap photos of the invoices with my phone. That evening, Lucas brings takeout and legal research to my apartment. In Texas, you can break a lease without penalty if you can prove identity theft, he says, spreading papers across my coffee table, especially with documentation showing your signature was forged. Christina sends 3 links to affordable apartments in Austin's East Side. Not glamorous, her message reads, but clean, safe, and 20 minutes from the office. I click through the virtual tour of a 1-bedroom with a small balcony. The rent is reasonable. The distance from my family? Priceless. The official email arrives Tuesday morning. I got the job. The salary matches what I requested. The start date is 3 weeks away. 2 more weeks until I escape. Standing in my apartment on Friday night, I survey what I've built through years of hard work. The vintage desk I refinished myself, the watercolor I splurged on after my first promotion, the bookshelf filled with design references. On my dresser sits a photo from my design school graduation. I'm beaming, proud, hopeful, unaware of how my family would use that hope against me. Tears slide down my cheeks, but they feel different, cleansing rather than broken. I deserve to keep what I've earned, I say aloud to the empty room. The weekend becomes a strategic operation. I record Mom discussing Skylar's contribution to the wedding. I organize bank statements showing unusual charges. I document every text where I explicitly refuse to pay. Monday morning, I call a moving company. We need to schedule for a specific time, I explain. The 14th, around noon. We can do that, the scheduler confirms. Any particular reason for the precise timing? Yes, I say, drafting an email to Rosewood Manor explaining the signature forgery. My family will be at a cake tasting. Moving day arrives with perfect weather. From my window, I watch Mom's SUV pull away with Dad, Autumn, and the wedding planner inside. My phone vibrates continuously with Autumn's messages about fondant options. 10 minutes later, the moving truck rumbles into the parking lot. I take a deep breath, my hand on the doorknob. The movers head up the stairs as my phone lights up again. 7 missed calls from Autumn in the last 3 minutes. The game is beginning. We'll start with the labeled boxes, I tell the 2 men in matching blue uniforms. My voice sounds foreign to my ears, steady, authoritative, nothing like the hesitant murmur I've used around my family for 27 years. Inside, I hand the movers a detailed floor plan while dialing my landlord. Mr. Thompson, I've documented the identity theft situation, I explain, sliding the folder of evidence into my messenger bag. The lease break fee should be waived under tenant protection laws. Wouldn't want this happening to my own daughter, he says after reviewing my documents. I'll have the paperwork ready tomorrow. The movers work with military precision, wrapping my carefully curated furniture while I sit cross-legged on the floor, laptop balanced on my knees. With a few keystrokes, I transfer my accounts to the Austin branch. Another click cancels my credit cards, requesting new numbers for the replacements. My phone buzzes, Mom's name flashes on the screen, the 5th call in 30 minutes. I silence it, but seconds later, the voicemail notification appears. Skylar Collins, Mom's voice wavers between anger and panic. Where are you? The venue needs decisions on lighting packages by 3. Call me immediately. 3 more voicemails follow in quick succession. I play each one, recording them as evidence, as the movers empty my bedroom. My phone pings with a text from Autumn. What the hell, Skylar? The venue says you haven't confirmed anything. I swear if you ruin this for me, I'll never forgive you. 10 seconds later, answer your damn phone. 20 seconds, after everything we've done for you, this is how you repay us? Each message forms another link in a chain of evidence. I save them all. 4 days after moving, the text messages arrive like a swarm of hornets. 23 in the first hour after Mom discovers my empty apartment, 37 more by nightfall. How could you abandon your family? Mom writes. Dad's voice crackles through my voicemail. There could be legal consequences for backing out now, Skylar. Think about what you're doing. I place my phone on the coffee table of my new Austin apartment, watching it vibrate with incoming calls. The late afternoon sun casts long shadows across the hardwood floors. I've been here exactly 4 days, and already it feels more like home than any place I've lived before. Aunt Patricia calls next. Your mother is hysterical, dear. Everyone's so confused about what's happening with the wedding. Can't you just come to your senses? I let her message play to completion, noting how easily my relatives have been enlisted as reinforcements. My phone lights up with Autumn's name. Against my better judgment, I answer. You selfish, ungrateful witch, she hisses. After everything we've done for you. Everything you've done for me? I repeat, my voice steady in a way that surprises me. Pay for the wedding or you're dead to me, she says. Simple as that. That's your choice to make. I end the call before she can respond. My laptop screen glows as I open my email. The document I've spent weeks preparing is attached, ready to send. I click on it one last time, reviewing each element. Formal letter to Rosewood Manor explaining the forged signature. Handwriting analysis report highlighting the differences between my signature and the forgery. Audio file of Autumn telling her maid of honor, I signed Skylar's name as a favor, to push things along. I press send. Within the hour, my phone rings with an unfamiliar number. Miss Collins, we've received your email. The venue manager's voice is professionally restrained, but I hear the underlying tension. This is highly unusual. We'll need to speak with your sister and parents immediately. I understand, I say. I've also notified my lawyer to contact the credit bureaus. The contract was signed without my consent or knowledge. After the call ends, I draft one more email, this one to my extended family. I keep my explanation dignified, factual. No accusations, just evidence. I attach copies of text messages where I explicitly refuse to pay, bank statements showing the pattern of financial exploitation, and the venue's confirmation that the signature doesn't match my identification. My phone begins ringing again almost immediately, but not with the calls I expect. It's my cousin Nathan. Holy cow, Skylar. The venue just called Uncle Jim demanding immediate payment or they'll cancel everything. What's going on? Ask Autumn, I say. Or better yet, ask her fiancé's parents. I believe they've just been informed about the forged contract. Over the next few hours, reports filter in through family text chains, wedding guests receiving postponement notices, my parents frantically calling relatives asking for emergency loans, Autumn in tears at the florist canceling the exotic arrangements, the groom's father insisting on a prenuptial agreement. When my phone finally goes silent around midnight, I pour a glass of wine and step onto my small balcony. 3 months later, morning light streams through my Austin apartment windows, catching the spines of my design books as I arrange them on reclaimed wood shelves. 3 months ago, these same books were packed in hurried desperation. Today, they stand as colorful sentinels of my new life. I smooth my hand over the coffee table I found at a local antique market, feeling the grain of the wood beneath my fingertips. My apartment is modest, but mine, truly mine, with no financial ghosts lurking in the corners. The Texas sunrise bathes my small balcony in gold as I sip my coffee. The lightness I feel isn't just the absence of debt, it's the presence of possibility. 3 months into my new position, Trevor, the senior designer, leans against my desk on Friday afternoon. "Skylar, we need these concept boards finalized for Monday's presentation. I know it's your weekend, but..." He trails off, expectation hanging in the air. "I'm sorry, but I have plans this weekend," I reply, surprised by the steadiness in my voice. "I'd be happy to come in early Monday to help finalize everything." His eyebrows lift slightly. "Really? I figured you'd be all about earning brownie points." "I value my personal time," I say. The word no rests comfortably on my tongue instead of sticking in my throat like it used to. "I'll deliver excellent work during work hours." Later, walking along South Congress, I marvel at how easily that boundary formed. No rehearsal needed. No guilt afterward. My therapist calls this progress. Dr. Rivera's office has become a weekly sanctuary where family patterns are dissected with clinical precision. "The first time you say no is the hardest," she told me during our initial session. "Each time after gets a little easier." My journal entries confirm this. First week in Austin, woke up panicking about money. Last week, spent the whole day exploring without checking my phone once. My housewarming gathering is small but vibrant. Christina flew down for the weekend, bringing a potted fiddle leaf fig that now stands proudly by my living room window. Lucas sent a care package with a handwritten note, "Proud of you doesn't begin to cover it." Christina raises her glass, "To new beginnings and true family, the kind we choose." I blink back tears, realizing family isn't always determined by blood, but by who shows up when it matters. When the email with pictures of Autumn's significantly downsized wedding appears in my inbox, I feel no surge of vindication. I simply send a congratulations card online and continue with my day. The absence of anger surprises me most, not because I've forgiven, but because I've moved beyond needing to. At sunset, I stand at Lady Bird Lake, the letter from my mother heavy in my hands. The envelope contains the first hints of genuine remorse I've seen in years. I don't rush to respond. The guilt that would have consumed me months ago has been replaced by quiet acceptance. Some bridges burn for a reason, I whisper to the horizon, watching the sun sink into the water. The lake stretches before me, full of directions I might choose to sail. Is forgiveness always necessary for healing, or is sometimes walking away the greatest gift you can give yourself? I don't know the answer yet, but for the first time, I have the space to figure it out on my own terms.